Today on Suncoast View, a small typo makes a big difference in Sarasota's marijuana law. Wait till you hear what happened at the County Commission meeting.
You can shop till you drop with more than a dozen different vendors, all in one new Sarasota store. And be prepared to find things you might not see anywhere else at the Blue Heirloom.
Have you ever thought you might have psychic powers? We'll talk to a spiritual medium who has hints on how to tap into your own natural abilities to see beyond the present. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show and welcome to Kathy Carson Freeman. Great to see you.
Always great to be here.
And any good mother-daughter tips or stories or a scoop we can share? I like to ask.
This is really just for our enjoyment.
Right, exactly. Joey and I are always excited when you two are
and
here.
Someone said, aren't they going to sit next to each other? I was like, no, I have the best seat in the house.
You separated us.
We're taking the comedy boot camp starting tomorrow at McCurdy's.
That'll have stories.
Yes.
It seemed like a great, fun thing to sign up for, and now I'm like, hey, this sounds scary.
But you have so much material, you know, the two of you, and you separately and together, and when you've worked together, and now you live next door to each other. I mean, you're like a gold mine. The rest of the class can just cancel because it's going to be the two of you.
Kathy, you were just asking, like, what should I talk about? I need a joke. I think your time working together is a gold mine of material that you guys don't even realize how fun it is when you talk about
funny.
it. Oh, wait, it's very funny. When you stand behind her on a live shot and tell her to fix her hair and stand up and smile.
I was helping. I'd be by the camera and she'd be live, and it's like,
they have plenty of material.
I was
helping.
helping.
My eyes
yes.
even now.
Oh, I love it. It's going to be awesome.
So that's McCurdy's Comedy Boot Camp, where you can go and learn a little bit about the art of improv, the art of comedy, and how to just, make yourself a better public speaker and be fun. So I think it's great you're doing it.
So give us like 2.5 weeks, and we'll be funny.
Okay. We'll look forward to it. Book them in a C block,
yes,
Joey.
I'm ready. But you already know how to speak very well, public speaking. In fact,
I do talk a lot.
But you just gave a speech to a big group yesterday.
Yeah,
how did
tell
it go?
us about that.
The Turtle Rock Academy. They are such great people. These are people who live in the Turtle Rock community, which is absolutely lovely. And they have a speaker, I think, once a month. Next month, they're learning about violin, so I felt like I was like a downer for them. But we talked about television and all of the things I have covered through my career and what's happening in television today. And all the great fun and inside information
What'd you tell
about
about us?
Suncoast View.
What do they want to know?
Oh, they wanted to know what you guys were really like behind
What did
the
you tell 'em?
scenes. And if we were really good friends. Oh, I told them about your bachelor party.
Oh, fabulous.
Oh,
We celebrate everything around here.
it's been a few years, and that's still legendary. So that's a good sign of a
We
good
had
party.
a great time.
Are you getting red? Stephanie's getting a little red, which never happens.
Don't tell family secrets.
That's what Kathy's always saying.
Yeah, Kathy, I feel your pain.
Oh, I can tell about her bachelor party too. But I wasn't invited.
No, you weren't invited for good reason, because you're telling right now.
Well, I think it's great, certainly, obviously, that you take time and go to talk to people. But I think it's good that people want to know about, what our world is like versus what everybody sees. And as we've said before, what you see and what you get are not very different. Like we're pretty real here, and that's a good thing. All right, well, good, Linda. I'm glad you got to do that. I'm sure they enjoyed it. We enjoy having a new face in the kitchen today in our Rice's Appliance Kitchen. We welcome Chef Chad from the Epicurean Hotel in South Tampa. Welcome, Chef. What are we making today?
Today we're going to be making a little bit of blackened duck breast.
Blackened duck breast. Okay, that sounds great, and I can already tell you it smells fabulous. So nice to start a Friday in the shows with some great flavors there. And if you are not familiar with the Epicurean Hotel, it is a wonderful little weekend getaway. So
Nice.
great
I've never
spa.
been. I've heard great things about it.
Yes. No.
We ought to all go.
Yes. Field trip.
I don't know if he wants that now that you've told him what my bachelorette party was like. So.
I did not mention the male stripper. I didn't say a word about that.
Okay, she needs to be shut down.
Thank you for not doing
Thank
that.
you.
Yes.
Thank you,
We're
Linda.
appreciative. What else did you not mention?
No, moving on. Hey, there's a big party in Bradenton this weekend, and I can tell you some things that won't be there, but let's talk instead about what will be there. I love the name, Shoreline Shindig. We love alliteration. That's amazing. So what it is it's a free party at the Bradenton Riverwalk. They want you to realize how great our shorelines and coastal waters are, and of course we are trying to certainly support everybody that's been impacted by a downturn in business from the red tide outbreak. So a lot of the restaurants will be there selling food and drinks, and there's live music. It's 12 to 3 Saturday. Go out, enjoy the food, the fun, and the music at the Bradenton Riverwalk. It's such a wonderful setting
Oh, it's so
to
beautiful.
walk up and
Yes.
down. I think this is just a great idea.
It just blows all your troubles away, and you just forget about all those bad things going on in the rest of the world and look out and think, this is a good world. This is a beautiful place.
Yeah, and the folks that Realize Bradenton really throw great events. And I've said this before, but they all agree. They're very, very unified, downtown Bradenton. And so when they throw an event, there isn't an argument over how loud should the music be, where should people park. They all just get along and say, let's celebrate our downtown Bradenton.
How did they do
I
that?
don't know. I think
Slightly in
It's
contrast
amazing.
to
Yes.
perhaps Sarasota.
we can
Yes.
take a note.
Yes, very valid point. All right, it is time for our first hot topic. And the Sarasota County Commission rejected a ban on recreational marijuana for now. So they didn't mean to reject the ban. When the commission went to vote on an amendment, a public speaker pointed out after several hours of discussion that the ordinance inadvertently outlawed the sale of CBD oil and hemp products. Those are legally sold over the counter. So now the county has to correct the language in order to correctly ban recreational marijuana, then revote. That could have been a big oops
Yes.
and upset a lot of businesses.
There's a lot. I mean, you can tell just by driving around and looking around. There are a ton of CBD stores
Yes.
all over the Suncoast. That would have been very, very
And
bad.
they almost banned it
Yes.
because of a typo.
Yes.
Like that's, it's kind of funny, but it's kind of not funny in that, read every word carefully. I'm sure this holds true in every business, but especially when you're voting on policy.
And there's a lot of younger people that are moving back to the Suncoast from other areas, Colorado, no surprise, because it is now becoming a budding industry.
No
CBD.
pun intended.
I know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was thinking,
that was a good one.
like that one?
So you put that in your jokes.
there you go. Got one.
So, can you imagine how bad that would have been for them? I mean, it is, I know that people are divided on this topic and it's not going to go away for sure, but it is bringing people to the Suncoast to start and continue businesses.
I'm not saying a word.
Well, I think the point of the matter is, we can all joke about, policy and amendment and, paperwork and legal documents, but one word makes a very, very big difference. So, and the commission said, whoa, wow, this was bad. We didn't mean to do this, and thanked the audience for catching it.
Oh, yeah.
So I think
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
that it
yeah.
took somebody in the audience to catch it,
Right.
and a couple hours in.
Honestly, it scared me a little bit. It made me wonder what things I've signed that I missed a
Yes,
word in
right.
and
Yes, yes.
looped myself into. So.
Terms of service, it's the biggest lie they say when
Yeah.
you click and say, I have read the terms of service.
Right.
No one does.
Except
one of those old-fashioned people that still doesn't want recreational marijuana, but I certainly do want it for health reasons. I certainly do want it for health reasons. So I don't think it should get all mixed up.
Right.
And it's
Read the
easy to
fine
do
print.
that.
That would be the moral of the story. Read the fine print.
Yes.
So Starbucks is known for having great employee benefits, and they are now lending more of a helping hand to parents. The coffee giant will now offer daycare help when a regular parenting plan falls through. So Starbucks will provide 10 subsidized backup daycare days at $5 a day cost. So this is available to all employees, regardless of how much they work. Listen to this, less than 5% of all companies offer any type of child care support. Say what you will about the coffee giant. I know not everybody's a fan, but
This is amazing.
yes,
I
from a
mean,
parent point of view to have a backup plan.
Yeah, because when that plan falls through, I mean, for so many people, what do? You can't go to work. I mean, you can't just leave your child alone.
So obviously the company gets it's going to benefit them
Yeah.
to not have employees calling out.
Yeah.
But why doesn't everybody get that?
Yeah.
And everybody's going to want to work there. I was just thinking that might be good for you, Kathy, part-time.
Kathy, do you need another job?
I'm full. I know no more jobs. I'm good,
Part-time is
thanks,
key
though.
because that is going to hold true for their part-time workers.
Yes. Yeah.
Because lots of moms could use a little extra money and need an extra job, but
Sure.
that child care balance is difficult.
I mean, when you weigh some of these companies like Starbucks, Costco, Trader Joe's, they have so many great employee benefits
Yeah.
that it ends up being a better job in some cases than a higher paying job with less benefits. Like I joke all the time, but like my go-to plan is I'm gonna go to Costco. Some weeks it's Starbucks, some weeks it's Trader Joe's. But like, you know, and you see a lot of people, especially here on the Suncoast, you look and a lot of people professionals who are like, no, I like working here. I like how I work. I like how they treat me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, those benefits can make such a huge difference.
Absolutely.
And they're worth a lot more money than it looks like sometimes on paper.
Well, they get better educated employees, classier employees.
Happier employees.
Yes.
If you know that your kid is sick and you don't have to worry about it, you know, the last thing you want, like you say, is an employee who's there who has a sick kid at home, but they had to show up.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, and the lack of stress, the peace of mind, it's priceless. It's worth way more than an extra $1 here or there.
Exactly.
So
Way to go, Starbucks.
good for them. So our online shopping habits are being blamed for the demise of yet another tradition, grabbing a candy bar from the checkout line. So candy company Hershey says sales are down because we are checking out online and not in stores where impulse candy purchases happen at the register. I've not thought of this before, and it's fascinating. Now Hershey is trying to determine the digital equivalent and maybe have sweets pop up on your screen as you check out there. Okay, that is not going to work, right?
No.
I mean, we want it right now when we want it.
Yeah, you're
minute
not going
to
to
think.
order it.
Yeah, this is not a bad thing. We didn't need all those candy bars.
I don't know. There was some kind of sweet, just haha, about the concept of, that would be really good. That would be really good right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not just candy. I mean, I buy almonds sometimes too. You know, if you just need a little something and you're standing right there, I almost feel bad for companies that was a big source.
I don't think I've ever bought. I mean, I don't think I've ever bought a candy bar, but a magazine. I
Yeah.
can see what that would be.
Joey, I told you she was going to say that. And that was my exact quote.
She did.
Kathy's never have bought a candy bar because
No.
Kathy's very health conscious.
But it's true. If you look at different stores, the impulse buys in the aisle are a little different. Like Walmart, it's more like USB cables and quick little
Right, chapstick.
Yeah, or tech stuff. So it is funny that now that's changing the way we spend.
Now, as a parent, I am thrilled to buy things online and not have the argument with the young children about
they
why.
certainly want all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's a great reason why you don't have to go to the big box stores as much. And I ship all sorts of things, including toilet paper and paper towels home, because I don't have to take kids. And I'd love not seeing a candy aisle then.
Didn't they have those lines for a while
where
there
there
were
were
there's no candy? So and you're
didn't
like,
know
why
that.
does that have such a long line with parents and kids? It's because there was no candy in those lines.
That's hysterical.
And also, like, I order my groceries and then I go and pick them up at the store, and there's no impulse buys there either. You know,
Right.
you don't grab any of that stuff.
And I think you probably are saving money at some stores
definitely.
as a result because we all impulse buy.
Target, who goes in for one
Exactly.
thing? You come out with a sweater and bins.
Yeah.
I'm like Kathy. I'm reading the National Enquirer. I would never buy it. I'd be embarrassed. But I read it all if I'm in a long line
I do the
before
same
I get
thing.
up there.
Yeah. It's funny how things have changed. So we know the working mom juggle is a tough one. So TV meteorologist Susie Martin showed how she multitasks by wearing her son to work. No, her babysitter did not cancel. She actually did this as part of promoting International Baby Wearing Week. It's the first week in October. Experts say this is a comfort and a consolation to a child that needs closeness while it still gives parents two hands to complete tasks. Not necessarily, obviously, at the office. And the social media response to this was all positive. I admit to being a huge baby wearer.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I wore
my
them in.
Moby wrap. That's what she's got on right now.
Is that what that one is? And I wore a baby Bjorn. I wore them in front, facing in, then facing out.
Oh, I didn't wear one, but I took her to work with me when she was about 3 or 4 months old, and she would just sit in the control room with the director while I was on the air.
In the car seat?
In the car seat,
Yeah.
sitting on the shelf, and I was out there doing the weather.
You probably started making calls
Look
by
what
that point.
happened.
Hey, you might want to take that video instead of that one.
That could explain her language. The fact that she was exposed to that at such an early age. Sorry, Kathy. Usually I'm on your team.
This is a fun Friday.
It's Friday and we are ready. All right, let's check in with our mid-morning forecast. And when we come back, it's going to be even more fun, we think. A psychic helps us find our own psychic potential.
Well, happy Friday. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone. Here's a breakdown of our forecast as we go through today and into the weekend. It's going to be beautiful if you like the sunshine. Plenty of sunshine this afternoon and over the weekend thanks to dry air, which will help to lower the humidity, but showers will return next week. As far as our futurecast goes, cold front came by in the overnight hours. That's now slipped southward, and in its wake, we have dry air coming down from the north. Already the dew point level up here in the Panhandle is in the 50s, and here in Sarasota we have dew point levels around the mid 70s. But as we go through the day, the dew points will start to drop, and it's going to feel extremely comfortable with low humidity around the area. Tropics, still activity. We have Michael, but Michael is pulling away from the United States. That's going to be going eastbound. Hurricane Leslie, that's moving eastward. And also we have Tropical Storm Nadine. We'll keep an eye on it, but that's going to fizzle out in a matter of days.
Our next guest talks to dead people, and he uses his psychic abilities to guide the living by tapping into messages from beyond and helping us develop our own psychic powers. We welcome world-renowned psychic, medium, spiritual mentor, and psychotherapist Venice Jenna. Thank you, Venice, for coming. And we looked in the outer world and found that you were a star in Grease, the movie. You were a singer-dancer.
Yeah, I don't know about the star part, but yes, that's definitely, yeah.
As in the big blockbuster movie.
The big block, the original one, not
look.
two.
No,
please.
yes.
See?
There
And
you
that's
are.
John Travolta's sister, who was my partner in the dance off. Yeah.
That's you?
That is me. 40 some odd years ago, I just gave away my age.
Vincent,
okay?
I love this that we find out these things about people here.
Oh
without-
gosh, please. This was at the end of the entire shooting, and we looked like wrecks there, but yeah, but that's John and me, yeah.
Wow,
that's the
you've come a long way. You were talking to John Travolta, now you're talking to dead people.
Well, isn't that Hollywood? I mean, first you're in a blockbuster movie, and the next thing it's dead people, right? So, can't help it. No, it's natural.
How do you talk to dead people?
iPhone 10.
I've got one of those.
It's one of those apps on there now. I
service
mean,
is
you know,
very
Apple
good.
is developing everything these days. Well, the thing is, we all have the ability to be able to connect because, first of all, life does not end, all right? We're energies having a physical experience, so energy is never destroyed, so therefore, we continue. So all it is a matter of listening and feeling. We don't listen. We don't listen to people who are alive, no less listen to people who are dead, right? So mom may cross over, or deceased a partner, or anybody that you love, your brother, your sister, and they're around us all the time. They're always trying to guide us, help us, but all we have to do is listen. You know those times where you're driving in the car and you have absolutely no idea why you look to the left, but that's the left. You look to the left, and it's a good thing you did because somebody was crossing the street and something told you to, or those instances. Well, those are the voices that are coming to us all the time to guide us. And sometimes we listen, but most of the time we're so caught up in the mundane world that we don't hear, we don't pay attention. But people talk about hearing and feeling all the time, so it really is easier than you think.
Now you have 4 steps to help us develop our psychic powers.
Yes, everybody. First of all, so that you know, everyone is connected to a source. Carl Jung called it the collective unconscious mind. That's why he was able to develop the concept of archetypes, which means if you ask somebody in the United States what the word mother means to you, that person's going to come up with the exact same meaning as a person all the way over in Japan. Why is that possible? Well, his theory was because we are connected to one place, one source, where all information resides. And information about you, Kathy, you, Joey, you, Linda, and you, Stephanie, absolutely, it resides there. And again, your intuition, if you did not have intuition, you wouldn't survive. That's intuition and psychic ability is all the same. Now, all I did was open the doors. Well, actually, the doors were open for me when I was 28 years old and I had a spiritual awakening that was like a tsunami on me. Then all those doors and channels opened where I was able to hear. And once I found out of 35 years of working at this, that everybody can do it. So yes, I've narrowed it down to only 4 steps to be able to do that.
Okay, so first was believe, second, clear your mind.
Clear your mind and clear your channels. So the first step is absolutely, you have to believe you're connected. That's number 1. Number 2, we have so much negative stuff that goes on in our lives, that's going to block everything. Even talking with deceased loved ones, grief is natural, but grief is also a negative feeling, and that negative feeling closes your heart, and usually you're feeling heartache and things like that, and loss. Well, that shuts you down rather than opening you up. So you have to clear that as much as possible. Your regular daily life and all the things that you've been through that you're angry about, frustrated about, that gets in the way. So the more you clear that, that's your heart. And this is your heart center, your heart chakra. You open up your heart more, you're going to connect better. As a matter of fact, there is a study and a science called heart math, because scientists are researching and realizing that the human heart affects the earth. And they discovered that there is a satellite orbiting the earth right now that the United States put up that measures the positive energy flowing around the earth.
That's
wow.
very cool.
Now, number 3 was meditate. Number
Meditate.
4, honor your inner voice. What do you mean by that?
Okay. We get those intuitive feelings all the time, right?
Yeah.
You get the feeling of, oh, gee, you know, I shouldn't be at this party, or I don't know about this guy or this girl here, right? You feel that from somebody. That's automatic, right? Or maybe you shouldn't take this job, you should take this job instead. But what we do is we then talk against that. We use our intellect and talk ourselves out of those intuitive feelings. So you have to trust what comes in and honor it. What I mean by honor it is listen to it. We chalk it off, it's my imagination. I have clients tell me all the time, you know what? My mother passed last month and I felt her in the living room, but I thought it was just my imagination. Well, if it is your imagination, that's the primary way we communicate with that side. So let it happen and trust it and believe it, and it happens more.
Can you do a quick reading? I know you can't do the life story or the future of anybody here. Could you do a psychic
actually,
reading?
I can do the future too. Okay, yeah, all right. If you really do want to hear that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you don't mind, Linda, may
We'll have to do it quickly.
Yes, real quick. Okay. So for you, first of all, you have the nurturing, such a nurturing heart. You've been nurturing people all your life. You're a mama to everybody. Okay. You're Mama Linda. You love everybody. And as a child, you also did a lot of singing. You were very demonstrative and you were out there. That's what I keep hearing, is they telling me that you sang, you did songs, whether you made them up or ever, you just spoke a lot. So
Yes,
you're
I did.
definitely
My
in the
teacher
perfect
said.
industry, right? Okay, and that's a good thing. So what's happening, I see even greater things still. You are still at the beginning of more of your life and an expansion that's coming up.
Oh, I love this.
Absolutely, and wonderful out in the public. You got to be out in the public all the time. It's gonna
Oh,
happen.
you can hear more of this for yourself, because Vincent is going to be at the Sarasota Center of Light. He's going to be there tonight, and his presentation is an evening of mediumship messages. He's going to be there tomorrow afternoon to talk about how to be Dr. Doolittle, how to talk to the animals. And for more information, go to the SarasotaCenterofLight.com. Next, how we can prevent back pain through aquatic therapy.
That one, yes.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
There are lots of people who are confused about which Medicare plan is right for them.
Hey, that's me. I barely know where to start.
Well, start here with me, Karen. I'm a licensed Humana sales agent.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Karen. I'm John Smith.
Hi, John. At Humana, we know you're unique, so you have different needs from other John Smiths.
Yeah, I've always thought so.
And together, we can find a plan that's right for you.
Great. I go to the doctor a couple of times a year, and I have some prescriptions, but I'm never fully sure of what's covered and what's not.
With Humana's all-in-one Medicare Advantage plans, you get coverage for hospital stays, doctor visits, and Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable and sometimes no monthly plan premium.
Do you have any more information?
Sure, I'll get a decision guide in the mail to you today. They're free.
Finally, someone who understands the real me.
Your health and happiness is important to us. Call or go online now to get your free decision guide. Call a licensed Humana sales agent today.
Your Your last chance for 2018 Honda Accords on sale is now during our model year-end sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for Accords, all on sale this week at your local Honda dealer.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert weather app now.
Welcome back. Back pain is one of the most common complaints of adults of all ages. Experts estimate that 80% of us will experience it at one time or another. So knowing how to prevent back problems is key. And occupational therapist Bridget Reuters from Freedom Rehab Aquatic Therapy is here to help us out. Welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you.
This is so important. I know so many people, and it just seems to like pop up out of the blue. Oh, my back. It's scary because it's really can be debilitating, even without a specific event. So what are some things that can all of a sudden cause us to have back pain?
Well, the big one that most people will come across is they lifted something improperly. Okay, that's the big one. That's a very common occurrence. But something that not everyone realizes is if you do not have a core abdominal base of strength, that actually is the hidden culprit. So if you aren't strong up here in your core, it causes you to rely much more over-rely on your spine, and that can lead to back injuries.
Now, you talked about lifting something improperly, and maybe lots of times we're not even trying to do anything like move, we're just doing something. How can we be more cautious, and what would we should be thinking about in our daily events, shopping, cooking, any of that, to help protect our back?
So for instance, well, right now we're all sitting at a desk. A common rule of thumb is 90-90-90 rule. So when you're sitting at a desk, you want to make sure that your hips are at 90 degrees, okay, right angle, nice. This is a good reminder for all of us, right? Your knees are also at 90 degrees. So we ladies tend to want to cross our knees. It's actually better to cross your ankles, but try to keep your ankles also at 90 degrees if you can. We want to make sure you are supported, that spine is supported. And of course, if you can, have some lumbar support for your back whenever possible. Now, relating to your activities of daily living, whether it's shopping, housework, washing the car. For instance, if you're washing the car, we want to make sure that you're not in a static position. So in other words, you're not standing one foot next to the other and reaching. We want to make sure that you have one foot forward, almost in a lunging position. We want you to be dynamic. We want you to be able to be fluid with your movement, because what happens when you're static and stiff, you reach
and then you tweak things. All right, well, you're talking about being fluid with your movements. A big part of what Freedom Rehab does is keep you fluid by putting us in water to train us how to better work. Tell us what aquatic therapy is and how it helps.
Yes, now we're trying to spread the word on what aquatic therapy is. It is a wonderful resource for clients and individuals that maybe have tried other alternative therapies and it's just been too painful for them. What aquatic therapy does, it takes you from land-based therapy or land-based exercises that could be too painful to perform, puts you in the water, and uses the principle of buoyancy. So if you're in chest-deep water, for instance, you're only 20% weight bearing on your joints. So instantly, if you had pain outside of the water on land, that pain is much more reduced in the water.
And you're able to further stretch, it would seem, without that pain.
You can perform the exercises that you're unable to do outside, and you can work on your core body and it's just a wonderful way to.
It sounds like a great way to really help get our bodies back in
Absolutely.
shape. Now, you're also doing a seminar to help spread the word and teach people about this.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what you'll be covering at this seminar.
Yes, we'll be really excited. We've got a guest speaker. His name is Dr. Corey Girdwood of Coastal Chiropractic in Port Charlotte. And the seminar will be on October 26th, Friday. It'll be 10 o'clock in the morning. And we really encourage everyone to pre-register, because if you come and enjoy some food and refreshments, you're also going to get a free aquatic therapy session.
Ah, there you go. So
yeah.
if you suffer from pain and you want to consider aquatic therapy, you can register for the seminar and get a free session to check it out. To find out more about this, it's on October 26th. Go to freedomrehabaquatictherapy.com. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Coming up next, a local shopping spot with some very unique finds.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000. Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Zupan, part of the U.S. Paralympic rugby team. In my game, movement is everything. I get frustrated when my move is blocked, especially when that guy has no right to be there, even just for a minute. I love a challenge, but I don't like to play this game every day.
A message from the United Spinal Association.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert weather app now.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Chef Chad from the Epicurean Hotel in South Tampa. And Chef, I understand the hotel just had a bit of a facelift. Tell us about your renovations.
Yeah, we recently just, we took a little bit of square footage from our dining room and put it in the bar. Turns out our bar was insanely popular when we opened, and we needed a little more space, so we took some seats out of the dining room, moved that space into the bar, and then kind of reconcepted it. Now we have Elevage, our dining room, and then we actually have the lobby bar, which is a fuller bar and lounge now.
Okay, that sounds absolutely wonderful, and a lot of nice sitting areas around the lobby of the hotel, I know. So that's a great place to go and hang out. Again, Epicurean Hotel, we're going to join you in the kitchen and learn more about your dish today coming up. Joey?
We are all about shopping local and supporting our Suncoast stores, especially when that means just one stop and you can see as many as 15 different vendors, all selling their unique art, oddities, and heirlooms. It's called the Blue Heirloom, and Heather Downey is a co-owner, and she's here today. Your store sounds fascinating. Tell us a little bit about what it's like. What can we expect when we visit you?
Absolutely. We're an eclectic multi-vendor store, and we feature a variety of vintage, antique, mid-century, oddities, art, and heirlooms, something for everybody.
I love the oddities part.
Yeah.
That just makes me want to check it out. Like, oh, what's odd?
It's true. It's so much more interesting. So what made you want to start some collaborative like this?
Well, my business partner and I, Thomas Alvis, have participated in other antique and vintage markets, and we decided it was time to scale up and have our own place. So here we are.
Well, we are glad that you did, and I think the Suncoast is a great place for it. So you brought just a sample of some of the vendors just so we can get a little bit of a taste. So let's start in front of Kathy. What do you have here?
That is a banjo clock, obviously. So that is a vintage tenor Dixieland jazz banjo.
Wow.
So Banjo Bob, Robert Bailey, one of our vendors at the Blue Heirloom, finds broken banjos with broken necks and broken faces that aren't playable anymore, and he gets them to make time again.
That makes me so happy that they have a life again after they play.
Yeah.
You know, and
What
I think
an
any
amazing
musician
gift,
can have that.
yes. For somebody that's into that style of music.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
And there's even the little motorcycle in front of it, so it isn't just banjos, or is this another person?
That's just a collector piece that Banjo Bob also has. He has a lot of motorcycles, a lot of really cool kind of industrial type items. It's made out of old parts, car parts and pipes and things. I just thought it was fascinating.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. All right, so moving on, Kathy and I are loving these bookends with these little schnauzers.
They're so cute. That's actually one of our newer vendors, part of the 15 plus vendors we have at the Blue Heirloom. Those are lucite, so a mid-century modern type lucite bookends. They look glass, but they're actually like a plastic material. Yeah.
They're really beautiful, and you can see that he's sitting in front of his little doghouse.
That's so cute.
Really cool stuff.
Great for gifting, because obviously I'm not going to
Yes.
find this everywhere, but for someone that would have that dog, you'd see it and be like, that is the best gift ever.
Yes. And they won't open it and say, I've already got one of those.
No.
And everything has a great story. All right, speaking of, we love these chairs. Anything small, I think, is just cuter. But tell us about the chairs.
These are small Victorian chairs, so his and hers, so that's very nice. This is one of our vendors from Village Woodworking, Kim Alvis and Lee Pendleton, and they have an amazing booth with lots of larger architecture pieces like columns, sinks, and very unique from everything else that's in the store.
Really nice, and the details really cool. Although I would say at Suncoast View, this would be hers, and I would end up sitting here.
Yes.
Times have changed. All right, moving on in front of Linda. What do we have?
I've got a frog.
Yes, the metal frog musician. Now he was with two more, but somebody came in and broke up the band. So that's Yoko. No. So, and then we also have a green or blue insulator, which you see these around. So for electricity, they used to use these, but it's really cool how they repurpose the item. There's a candle in there. Put it on a stand, and when it's lit, it's gorgeous.
Oh, I bet it
Because
is.
of the two layers of glass, so you get kind of a different look coming through.
Absolutely.
Beautiful. All right, next to there, I love the pillow.
We're very proud of these items from Serendipity. That's one of our vendors that has 4 different artists. So these are all handmade. This is a rag pillow by Sherry Downey, who's also my mother. Hi, Mom.
Oh.
And then this enameled platter is made by Brenda Butler, who is also one of 4, like I said, vendors at the Serendipity booth. So that's all handmade original items with
That's
jewelry,
really, really beautiful.
knitting. It's from the Surface Design Guild. So local Sarasota artists who were at Fab Boutique have now joined us with their booth. So we have some original items.
Well, you're bringing back my childhood with that green bowl.
Oh, it's not Kathy's childhood. I've got one.
I
That's
love
her
this.
mixing bowl.
I think everyone my age at least, we grew up with
Absolutely.
these in our home. So tell us about this vendor.
So this is great. This is Weathered or Not. It's a couple from Sarasota, and they have, actually that's 3 bowls. So that's a full complete set in pristine
Linda,
condition.
I don't think I have this one left. I need the other.
you can only find
Come and
one
get them.
I will be
Yeah, and
there.
we have more variety of all different types of Pyrex dishes. This is Pyrex, and the design is called Crazy Daisy, if you remember that from probably the 60s, 70s.
Oh my
yeah, I think the avocado green kind of
It
gives
makes
away
me-
the 70s.
And it makes me think of mashed potatoes. I'm certainly
No kidding.
So it's not just things that people have created, but it's also, the vintage finds for the the throwbacks?
Preservation. These things would end up in a landfill, so we want to recycle and repurpose. And they're also made, I mean, look at how old, and there's not a chip in those bowls.
Yes. Well, as Linda said, she still has one that's used. I mean,
from
that's
the 60s.
Right?
I love them.
I love it. All right, well,
That's great.
speaking of the 60s, you've got the Beatles album in front of Steph.
Yes.
Yes, so my partner and I, we also have our own items because we're collectors, obviously. So tons of record albums, vintage, mostly rock and roll, 60s, 70s. We have a turntable. We love real music. We also have musicians that play live music. Many of us will get together, and we're going to try to have music there at least once per month. And as we expand and grow the space, because we've been there about a month, we'll be able to have more space for things like, you know, coffee and sitting and enjoying music, or sipping and shopping, or even Sip and Create, where you can take classes and learn all about all different types of things, from music to artwork.
Because you have this wealth of knowledge and skills from all of your vendors, that it's great that you'd be offering that. You also have food, I understand, and one of my favorite names of a bakery ever. Tell us about your baking company.
Bad Girls Baking. There's 4 of them. I had to mention them because they're bad and they really beat me up. No, great, amazing baked goods, and they're there Friday and Saturday. So come in and check out everything from Greek pastries to fresh baked bread.
Oh, all right. And speaking of checking out, you also have a great event that is coming up, which is a Halloween DIY. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, it's actually hosted by my neighbor in the same complex at 5650 Swift.
Okay.
Spoiled Dirty Rotten, which is a handmade soap company. So in front of her...
These names are amazing.
I know. It's worth it just to experience that.
Come check us out,
you
the whole
are
area.
invited to the Blue Heirlooms Halloween Handcrafters DIY Night Market. It is October 20th from 5 to 10 p.m. You can get more information, and you can also follow the Blue Heirloom on Facebook and Instagram. Just search the Blue Heirloom. Coming up next, Suncoast stylists tell us what New York Fashion Week is really like behind the scenes. We're going to get all of the dish.
At Boys and Girls Clubs, it's not just about trying new things.
Tanya, come here.
Learning the right steps.
2, 3, 4.
Or making contact. It's not just about exploring the future. It's about helping them build it. It's about making the connection. It's about proving every kid and teen who enters our doors has what it takes. Great futures start here.
Find out first at 4 with ABC 7 News at 4. Weekdays on ABC 7. This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good Friday morning. I'm Ray Collins. Today at noon, a big resignation in the Catholic Church will tell you about the Cardinal of Washington, D.C. stepping down amid an ongoing sex abuse scandal. Humble, modest, and calm will have reaction to the passing of local entrepreneur and developer Harvey Vengroff. But first, let's get the forecast from meteorologist Josh Stone.
All right, Ray, a nice day to bring your boat out. Just keep in mind the red tide is still kind of hanging around. Northwesterly winds at 10 knots, seas 2 feet with a light chop in the bay. Here's your temperature today, topping out at 86 degrees. Lovely conditions, mostly sunny this afternoon. Not much of wind, but we'll be out of the north about 5-10 miles per hour, bringing in that drier air that will bring us the sunshine. And that dry air will be in place tonight and over the weekend, bringing sunny skies over the weekend. And then the rain chance does increase as we get into the middle of next week.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. because love has no labels.
Welcome back. New York Fashion Week is one of the biggest events in the fashion world. It was created 75 years ago for designers to showcase their new looks. Well, this year, 2 Suncoast hairstylists traveled to the Big Apple to be a part of the big event. Cheyenne Clark and Chelsea Lindy, master stylists at Cutting Loose Salon, are back and here to tell us all about the behind-the-scenes action at New York Fashion Week. Very exciting stuff. And I don't think everyone realizes what really happens backstage. So help us understand first why you were there. What brought you there?
So we were there with 2 different hair teams, Orbe and Bumble. And we were very fortunate to be there with them. And we got to be back there doing hair with all the top models. Wow. So the energy, if you can only imagine, tight spaces, very tight spaces.
Yeah, so paint that picture for us, because we see the the runway models come down calm and poised. What is the backstage frenzy like?
Backstage it's a show in itself, honestly. That's where the real show is. And then everything is over in a matter of 10 minutes. There's so many hours of prep that goes into this entire production and these masterminds of all different crafts that bring something beautiful together that consumers end up seeing, and where we draw all of our trends from going into the seasons ahead of us.
Were you actually doing the hair?
We were. We did 8 shows this season, which was amazing.
How many models were you styling about, an approximate?
It depended on the show. The most we did was a show that had, I think, 40 models.
Wow.
And now what did they want? Did they want like loose waves like you girls have? Did they want updos? Like what kind of things do you whip off?
Well, it ranges.
It depends.
It can be like, you walk in and the designer has like this storyline, and it could be this like romantic story, or it could be like the models in space, and you have to
right. Do you know this in advance, or do you have to create?
Is there a way to prepare for this type of thing?
They might give you a little demo before, but mostly there's a picture, and you're working with other hairdressers who obviously are the best in the industry. So you just go with the flow.
That's a big hats off to you, that you just have to have enough in your wheelhouse to be able to say, okay, I'll pull that together and pull that together.
We do train. It's like an athlete. We train like we
do a boot camp.
Yeah,
beforehand.
we do.
Wow, I'm sure the amount of volume of hair and just how quickly everything goes. While you were there, I understand you did get to see some of these shows and get to see some of the looks. What were your overall impressions of Fashion Week this year?
There's so much diversity that's happening on the runway, and especially even with the models. There are models of all different shapes and sizes.
All ages. We've even seen pregnant women.
Oh,
that's nice.
Yeah.
Because that's what it looks like walking down the street, so you would want your
Absolutely.
clothes to look like that.
Absolutely. It's a lot more focused on your everyday person.
That's nice. I think that's a relief to a lot of people who are trying to stay on trend. Speaking of quickly, if there's one takeaway living here on the Suncoast, if we want to try to be ahead of the fashion trend, what's one thing we can incorporate into our wardrobe?
Everyone has to get a leopard print accessory or blouse.
Again?
Yeah.
Leopard
It's
print.
still
Linda,
coming.
you're all set.
We figured it out 30 years ago.
Thank you, ladies. It's so great to hear, and congratulations. And all of the wonderful stylists at Cutting Loose is just a testament to your talent. Of course, you can find the latest trends in hair at Cutting Loose salons. Visit them online at cuttingloose.net. Coming up next, we preview one of the biggest Suncoast Fall festivals.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TrueStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership, both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
Get local news and information from the team you trust. Like ABC7 WWSB on Facebook to stay connected to the Suncoast.
Okay, it's finally starting to feel like fall this weekend, a little bit of cooler air, so go check out one of our favorite Suncoast traditions, the Hunsader Farms Pumpkin Festival. Here's my advice, having been there: go early. It is so popular, it gets very crowded, parking is difficult. Not gonna say it's a simple family outing, but it is so worth every minute of it. Go there early in the day, enjoy the sunshine, all the crafts, the games. It's a great way to spend a weekend. Hunsader Family Farms through the month of October. You know what else is great? Heading to fine dining right here in our own kitchen with the Epicurean Hotel.
This is an ABC7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Jess Dowdrick. Coming up at noon, local shelters are in desperate need of help after taking in dozens of animals evacuated before Hurricane Michael. We'll explain what you can do to help. And a Sarasota business owner is collecting supplies to send to the victims of Hurricane Michael. We'll tell you what they need and where you can drop off donations. Now let's check in with meteorologist Josh Stone.
All right, there's some activity out here in the tropics. We have Hurricane Leslie, that's moving eastward. We have Tropical Storm Nadine, that's moving westward, but that looks to encounter some wind shear, and by the time it gets to the Caribbean, probably be just a tropical wave. And then Michael, the remnants of it, is moving eastward as well and away from the United States. We've had an active season already. We've had 7 hurricanes, and 2 of them have been major. The beach and boating forecast looks pretty good. Northwest wind 10 knots, seas at 2 feet, and light conditions in the bays.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
As smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves. That's why it's important you make your pet part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
Watch Suncoast View weekdays at 9 a.m. on ABC 7.
Welcome back. We're in Rice's Appliance Kitchen with Chef Chad from the Epicurean Hotel. Oh, this looks like great fun. What are we making with all this?
So today we're going to do a variation of one of our most popular dishes on the menu. It's a blackened duck breast with cheddar grits and a blackberry beurre noir. So,
Wow.
I know, said it in French. It makes it really fancy.
I don't do that at home, so show us what to do here.
All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our blackening spice, which I think everybody's had blackened food before. But a lot of people actually don't know what makes it the blackening spice.
I'm one of them.
Yeah. So I would have you start putting the spices in the bowl, and I have them divided out. So basically what you have in blackening spices, you have spice, you have sweet, and you have aromatic. So the first row we have is white pepper and black pepper. And the reason you have all these different types of...
All of it?
Yep, all of it goes in the bowl there. All the different peppers and chilies will hit your palate differently. So some make, give you that kind of spice in the throat, some give a tongue. So that is ancho chili. And then we have cayenne, which is going to really give you that
Oh,
heat.
yeah. Oh, that's a lot of cayenne, too.
And then you have a sweet paprika, which is going to be a little bit more of a subtle background note. It's going to make it a little bit more rounded.
Wow.
And in this row are things that are all going to add sweetness. So what you have there is basically garlic powder.
Okay.
So
okay.
Onion powder. And then a little bit of brown sugar. So again, that cuts through the heat. And the last thing we have coriander seed. And then one thing that we do that I've always, I don't really know where I originally came onto it, but this is oregano. Normally blackening spice would have dried thyme. The oregano has just a little bit more of a floral quality to it. And then salt.
Salt.
So
that's the one thing I have at my house.
So all in one.
That's
it's
a lot
seasoned.
of spices to rub on. You know what I mean? That's a lot going on flavor-wise. I love that.
It is a lot, but the way you, so the whole thing with blackening is then basically we're gonna take a duck breast here. Everything gets mixed together, and it gets really, really, like with blackening, you're gonna really coat everything. But the way it cooks in the pan and the fat is everything will caramelize, and the sweetness from the sugar and the onions and garlic will actually balance out everything. So when we see it, yeah, we're rubbing it down complete with all those chilies. And
yeah, what's it wet with? It was wet when you did
so
that.
I put a little bit of olive oil on it.
Okay.
And I have one already going in the pan, exact same thing, because it takes a little bit longer to cook.
Right. So you only put it on one side?
Rub it on one side, and then we're going to take it, caramelize the spices in the skin of the duck, and then I have to flip it over and finish actually cooking the duck breast through.
So you only spice the one side?
You could do whatever. I mean, it's just a matter of honestly, like when it comes to blackening, that would depend on how big or what you're making. Like if I was doing a whole chicken, we could rub the whole thing down.
Right.
For a small duck breast, one side I'll get it pretty well.
Okay.
So going with that, we have some cheddar grits, which the stone ground grits take a couple hours to cook. So I cheated, and we have some started off over there.
That's good.
But what we're going to make now is the sauce, which is a beurre noir based sauce. So beurre noir basically means black butter. So what we have is a slightly unhealthy amount of butter.
Yeah,
just a little. But
how much is that?
It's a
Several
lot. So anything good starts off with butter. So we're gonna get that in the pan, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna let it melt. Then you're gonna see the butter start to get kind of foamy, and that's the basically the fat and the solids and the separating. And then we're going to take it one step farther, and it's going to start to actually caramelize. And we're going to take it right into the point where it's almost burnt, hence the phrase black butter. What we're going to get is like this really like sweet nuttiness from it smells like hazelnuts.
So it changes the flavor of the butter when we cook it to that point.
Absolutely, yeah.
Really? Interesting.
Small margin for error there, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to burn
it takes a good chef.
Yeah, once there's a certain point you hit it, you walk away from the stove and it's going to be ruined.
Okay.
So going with the beurre noir is blackberry. So what you have there is going to be rich and fatty, and then you have blackberries which give you this natural acidity. So to start that off, we're going to just do a little bit more butter in the pan. I like butter.
I see that. I see that.
All right, let me sneak in here real quick and cut up some shallots.
Yep, and we're going to do some plating pretty soon here too as we get these sauces come together, just so we can watch it come together. If you had to describe the menu at Elevage at the Epicurean Hotel, what would you describe it as?
So our menu we kind of play in two wheelhouses, and that would be Southern and French. I went to the French Culinary Institute, and I'm a country boy from Kentucky, so it's kind of like two things. So shallots.
So very good sauces on top of some fun meat.
Red wine, port, balsamic vinegar, blackberries.
Okay.
All the kids go in the pool, and we basically stew this down for about an hour.
Oh, wow.
So the berries start to release all their
and
liquid.
Look at that gorgeous end result with this sauce.
And then you take that and this butter that gets browned up, pureed, you end up with this final mix here.
All right, so Chef is going to do some plating. This is a blackened duck breast on cheese grits with a gorgeous sauce. And this is all at the Elevage restaurant, which is at the Epicurean Hotel in South Tampa. Wonderful place for a weekend getaway. Fine dining, of course, a beautiful spa, and a gorgeous rooftop area as well. So consider it as a good weekend away, especially now that the weather's cooling down. Enjoy the outside air a little bit and get some great food. So thanks, Chef. Great to be here. We look forward to digging in. Kathy, always great to see you.
Always so much fun to be
Have a
here.
wonderful weekend in your home, and you as well. Take some time. Enjoy the Suncoast View. We'll see you back Monday morning.